Welcome to the podcast with me, Zach, and Nathan, and Dustin. We're going to be talking about video games and video games news and a lot of other sorts like that.
Alright, so one game that I actually really hate to play is Dark Souls 3. I sucked at it so bad that I died a lot in that game.
Yeah, I literally had to help you out through most of it in order to be able to help you try to succeed in a lot of other things.
Yeah, I'm still bad at it.
Hey, it happens. It's just Dark Souls, that series in general is just a very difficult series. It's been known to be difficult ever since it was released. Demon Souls was even more difficult, which is, if you don't know, is the game before any of the Dark Souls games came out, like PlayStation.
But it's still technically part of the Soul series.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dark Souls 2 is the hardest game, mainly because it separates into different branches of the game into trying to defeat main bosses.
Yeah, I never played Dark Souls 2. The only game I really played was Dark Souls 3, mainly because I've always played on my Xbox 360 that I used to have until that I got an Xbox One a couple years ago. And I think the Xboxes are really good. And I think they're one of the best consoles you can possibly buy.
I second that.
And I don't know. To me, Xbox is it's good for like a user, but if you really want to be more diverse and play different games, you should definitely play PC, or because unless there's exclusives, because PlayStation, Nintendo, they all have their exclusives. Xbox, but just in general, PC can really play whatever. I like all consoles, but I just prefer PC.
Yeah,
Alright.
There's one game that I play the most, though, and that's Black Ops 3. I've been playing that game for 3 years, and the people that I'm here with today actually played it too, but it's not a hard game, but there's a lot of tryhards out there that play that game. And I'm going to describe what tryhards mean right now. Well, they just sit in corners and they shoot you when you come into the building. They just sit and camp. It's called corner camping. That's the worst thing they could possibly do in that game.
And I also kind of sometimes just will play with Dustin on the game, which can be sometimes fun and sometimes can get a little loud because of all the tryhards and other people like that. But most of the games we really make it just seem easy.
Yeah, a lot of people, they do that for a living, so that's all they do. And
Yeah, because some people there's tournaments. People do lots of tournaments to make their money, or they live stream, get sponsored by them. They'll start a YouTube channel. They just make money off of sponsors, stuff like that. So that's a big thing, especially right now. There's a lot of upcoming esports teams, and that's starting to become a really big thing. So
yeah.
Alright, so on the PC, most of the games you can actually do is moddable, which can affect the gameplay in multiple different ways.
Well, there's lots of mods that normally break games or make it to where you can cheat and make things easy, or just make it
Yeah, and I
easy.
think the most modded game that there is GTA 5.
Yeah, that is one of the
That one is
most modded
so modded that Rockstar Gaming can't really do anything about it because there's just so many modders, or the game is just so broken. People like to just mod it, and
They practically just gave up on the game.
yeah, they pretty much
Yeah.
did.
Hey, well, Red Dead 2 came out, so they are
Yeah.
fine because they have a new online on that, which I haven't seen any gameplay of. Have you guys seen any gameplay of Red Dead 2 online?
No.
No? Okay. I haven't at all, but I just know that it's very...
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. It's the
Actually, yeah.
newest one that
I
Rockstar's came out
actually,
with.
my sister just got a PlayStation 4 for Christmas, and I actually played Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's not a very easy game to play because when she started it, it was was during the story mode, and I had no idea where I was going until. So yeah, it's like a very hard story mode game. It's not hard once you know what you're doing, but that's what most of these games are. Once you figure out some of the loopholes and some other things inside the game, exploiting the game is what people call it.
Exploits.
It's not illegal to do that, but it's not nice to do that because it ruins the game for other people. But
Depends on the exploit, of course.
I think...
Yeah, like zombies.
Sorry.
There's exploits in zombies. Call of Duty zombie Call of Duty games, where you can like go inside of a building, and zombies can't touch you or kill you or anything, and that's exploiting the game. You can't die. You get all the drops that they have that zombies drop, and. So, but some of the game developers, they find out that you're doing that and they patch it, which is fine, but it's not really hurting anybody else.
And also, there's a new game coming out called Anthem. Have you guys seen it? Or
Yeah. So Anthem, the demo just came out recently, and I played through the demo. It was really short. It didn't really feel like you could really experience what the game was all about.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though it was a 43 gigabyte download to play 10 minutes.
You're able to play until you reach level 15,
Mhm.
which definitely doesn't take 10 minutes to achieve. Because my first mission was at least 2 or 3 minutes long because of the people there. Well, I was literally killing everything. I don't know what the heck they were doing, but I learned how to fly within 2 seconds of going into the game.
Yeah, that's another thing about these video games is that the storage. These games, the consoles go from 500 gigabytes to a terabyte, and you can increase that storage by a lot, internally by a lot. But these games, it takes like 80 gigabytes to download, 70, 40. I even got this one game that almost 100 gigabytes of damage, damage to my console because
It's basically what it feels like is damage.
Yeah. And I have over 1,500 gigabytes on my console, and about 40% of that's gone in just 6 games.
Mm-hmm. It's just any game anymore because of how graphically, like, I guess, like, how well they look and everything about them. There's just so much to take in and download that it just takes up so much space, and it's hard to have any other games than the few that you have downloaded.
Like the game Elder Scrolls Online. That 100 gigabyte piece of poop.
Yeah, it is 100 gigabytes, which is ridiculous. Because that if you have a 500 gigabyte, that's 1/5 of your storage.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's insane to think about.
and another thing, the prices of the external gigabytes that you could do. There's one thing I was gonna buy. It was like 80 terabytes of storage, but that was gonna run me about $3,000 to buy that.
Yeah,
And
storage is very expensive.
Yeah, the prices of like the external storages range from like $60 to
Like
$10,000.
Over $10 million, actually.
Really?
Because
Holy
yeah,
crap, really?
the maximum amount
10
of
million.
storage. Did you see how
$10 million?
big that thing was? Like that one storage unit?
I don't know what you're talking about now.
I forget the name of it, but it's bigger than an exabyte or whatever.
Whoa.
So yeah, that's a whole bunch of space that you could put on the Xbox. But these things can get pretty expensive. And I'm not joking. So a lot of games actually have violence in them, which I don't think would be such a great thing to talk about. Well, kind of relating to school topics and stuff. But my favorite game out of all the games would definitely be the Dark Souls series, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people really hate them, and
Everybody just really hates them just because of how difficult they are. But I personally really enjoyed that game a lot. And Bloodborne, I played through Bloodborne, which is their PlayStation exclusive of basically Dark Souls. It's different. It's different time and everything, but it's the same concept of a game.
yeah,
Just look at
For
some
me-
images.
for me, my second favorite would definitely be my second favorite game would definitely be Subnautica, because just looking at it, it's just pretty, and going down to, well, who knows where, because it's just kind of a planet that you got abandoned on
Mm-hmm.
and kind of crash landed into it.
The Subnautica is also an amazing game for how small of a team made the game. It wasn't a big team, no like big AAA companies or anything.
Yeah. So.
So, wait, hold on. So the it's called
A
a
petabyte?
petabyte. 1 petabyte. Holy.
It's-
Wow.
1,000 terabytes?
Yeah.
1,000
That's-
terabytes. There's
That's a lot of gigabytes.
That's
Yeah.
a million. That's like a
That-
million gigabytes.
is that in gigabytes? Or no, that's just
This
in
is
bytes.
yeah. That's just in bytes.
10 to the 15th power in bytes. That's a lot of storage. You could
Yeah, it is.
download every game. You'd be fine.
Yeah,
You'd still have,
definitely
like,
be fine. You'll-
800,000 terabytes left.
Yeah, you'll still have at least 999 terabytes left. Just downloading all of your favorite games, which is extremely cool. How they actually put in a terabyte.
Yeah, that's
but,
a million gigabytes.
But more than half of the time, more than half of the time, the terabyte turns into like 700 gigabytes instead, because for some odd reason they just really like to tax us on everything, don't they? Including
Yeah.
storage.
yeah, literally, I bought the 1 terabyte.
yeah.
I bought a 1 terabyte hard drive, and I could only use about 970 gigabytes of that because it's so dumb.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
It's the biggest problem with like the storage is that it's super expensive to get more. Because
Yeah.
it's either buy a new console or buy a
Can you literally-
external.
Can you imagine how much it'd be to buy a petabyte of storage for the Xbox?
1,000 terabytes. That is ridiculous.
I'm gonna look that up right now. Petabyte?
That would be too much storage. You could take a picture of it and see how many zeros is on it for gigabytes, and then send it to your friends.
Oh my god. $94 trillion.
Oh my
my god!
Petabyte. I am
That's a lot
compare
of money.
that
Yeah.
compare that to being able to get a petabyte of storage for $117,000 in a store in a single rack.
Oh lord.
So a petabyte would run you about $94 trillion.
That's
That's-
ridiculous.
All right,
Well,
looks
you know, I
like none of us is going to be able to purchase that
Yeah.
anytime soon, unless
Which-
we turn out to be the president of the United
Which-
States.
Which is pretty.
get paid that much.
Then we might have a chance.
Which is pretty funny that I can buy an 80. Here, I'll buy 80. Yeah, an
80 terabytes. So you're looking up a gigabyte.
Wait, hold on a second.
external hard drive, an 80 terabyte external hard drive on Amazon
It would be funny if it
for
was like
$7,000.
Only the low price of
$7,000.
But look at this thing. It's a computer.
Yeah, that's basically the size of a computer. Also, but, like, another problem with storage is, especially with PC, when you launch it and you put in like the disk to download all your drivers, it takes up at least 70 of your gigabytes just starting it
for
up.
like $700,000, you'll get 8 petabytes.
And man, here's another thing. We're talking about the storage. What about the download speed?
That's just all internet based though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just based off internet.
I have one of the fastest internets there is, and it still takes me about 5 minutes to download a 70 gigabyte game.
Did you know like NASA has, what is it, like a terabyte download
petabyte.
speed?
Just imagine.
Jeez, I want that.
Like a terabyte per second or something like that. It's like
imagine-
a couple hundred gigabytes or a terabyte. I don't remember which one. But
Just imagine trying
Yeah.
to download a game for a petabyte.
Yeah.
that better be one really good game.
Yeah, that must be one heck of a game.
Bro, I better be-
Lifelike, the best game out
Yeah.
there
I bet-
in the world
I better-
for the next lifetime or two.
If I play that, I better be getting money as I'm playing that.
Yeah.
I better be getting a check.
It better give me money
I better
for how
be-
much it costs to get the game and the petabyte hard
Dude,
drive.
just
Yeah.
the cost to get the petabyte.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, even the richest person in the world who owns Amazon can't even afford that. His net worth ain't even a trillion. His net worth is like $187 billion.
That
That's
yeah.
really expensive.
That it's really expensive. So too much money, too much space, and oh my gosh, that would take at least 2 lifetimes
Yeah.
just to download this stupid game. While you could just gain money like every like second or two, it would be clicker.
Yeah.
It'd be literally clicker.
It'd be a clicker game.
Where just a
Jeff
clicker
Bezos,
game.
the CEO of Amazon's net worth is $142.3 billion. It would take him approximately 94 years to afford that by his net worth.
All right. So the biggest net worth in the world is $174 billion from Watson, which is the richest family in America.
Family, as in more than one person.
It would take their entire family and a lot more time to
Yeah,
get.
even Bill Gates, one who was the richest man on the
Or
face of the earth,
Could possibly be
until
still
like
is.
2017.
Did he get overtaken? Oh.
Yeah, by the CEO of Amazon, because he's building a
Oh.
bigger place. His net worth is $96.4 billion.
That's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
sitting here with my net worth $4.
Yeah.
it would still take them at least about 10 to 30 years just to be able to get to like a trillion. Well, just to
Yeah.
get like to a
How
couple
much was it
trillion.
again? The hard drive, wasn't it like 94 trillion?
$94 trillion.
90
Well,
don't
yeah, I
remember.
think so. It was it was 94 trillion, but I don't know if that's the actual price of it. I think that was just how much you have to spend.
Hold on a second. Alright. How much
Petabyte hard drive.
would it be to buy a
A Yotta. Is there a Yota byte?
peta?
The $100 trillion hard drive, a yottabyte, is 1 septillion byte. To save all those bytes, you need a data center as big as the state's of Delaware and Rhode Island. It doesn't seem like much until they tell you the price tag.
All right.
$100 trillion.
So
That's
$94
crazy.
trillion for a petabyte. But compared that to being able to get a petabyte of storage for $117,000 and store it in a single rack. So that's
Right.
that's a lot. Oh right, sorry. All right, so there's a new character to Smash Brothers. You said that's coming out.
Yeah, it already came out. Piranha Plant. If you know Mario at all, the plants that come up out of the pipes, and some of them will shoot fire, some of them will just come out. But he is now a playable fighter in Super Smash Bros. If you don't know what Super Smash Bros. Is, it's a fighting game with like all Nintendo characters and some characters from other series that aren't part of Nintendo. But I don't know, it's a very weird fighter. It's kind of odd. Because he's a potted plant, but he has legs and leaves on like his stem or his arms. Like he has just small legs underneath of the pot and just runs. It looks really weird. Here, look up like Piranha Plant.
So apparently the biggest storage in the world is a Yobabyte, which
That's what I looked up. It's $100 trillion. Oh yeah, that's the one where when you're in Mario Kart, they're on the side and they're trying to jump at you. Yeah.
Oh, so do you guys know what the game Splatoon is?
Splatoon,
It's
I know a bit of it.
You play as like, I guess like a squid person. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't know how
You
else to explain it.
technically play as what seems to be like a human being, but
Mhm.
you can go into the ink that you kind of
Yeah.
like splat on the floor and kind of turn into like an octopus that can jump over into
Mhm.
different pools.
Yeah, there's actually still tournaments going on for that game, and like they're worth a lot of money to win.
What
in
happened to games? I like those arcade games. Come on, Pac-Man was amazing.
Pac-Man was a really good game.
What happened to those? Now like everybody doesn't have to leave and
It's kind
I
of
just
sad
want-
that arcades just
Yeah.
don't really exist anymore.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Pac-Man,
Yeah, but
Sugar
you can,
Rush, and
you
all
can
that.
Still,
It's just
Mm-hmm.
you can still buy some of
Yeah.
the, like the arcade games, but
Mhm.
like in like smaller versions.
Like a small arcade cabinet.
yeah,
kind of
but
thing.
I want actual arcade game. I want arcade. I want it
just-
to come back.
It was a lot of fun to go and like
meet
go and
people
do the experience of going to an arcade.
and meet people.
Yeah, and maybe
back
even
then, shoot, they had arcade games for like competitions.
Yeah.
They
That's
they
what they
had
did.
world tournaments.
Yeah, where the best of the best went and did it, and man, I think
That's crazy to think about.
yeah, and it's like
It
one of
is.
the prizes was probably $100,000, which today is like pretty much nothing. When some of these,
Some of the
it'd
tournaments
be
are worth
more
like millions of dollars.
some of these
Yeah.
tournaments are worth like like Fortnite, the one that came out like a couple years ago on 360, but they revamped it back on Xbox One, where they just had a marshmallow.
Like a concert event thing in the game.
Yeah, where had a Marshmallow DJ. If you don't know who Marshmallow is, he's a
EDM DJ.
he's an EDM DJ that does sounds, and he's partnered with I think
Epic Games is the company, I believe. Yeah, Epic
he's
Games.
like I think he partners with like Ellie Goulding or something like that,
There-
someone like that, and she sings.
yeah, I don't remember.
But yeah,
the
like,
name.
and
And
there's
there's-
these YouTubers who make a lot of money off of this game. That's all they play.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them is like I Am Wildcat, and the most famous one that people know is Ninja. Ninja is well known for that game.
He got popular. Ninja specifically. He's not a YouTuber, but he is a Twitch streamer, which is live streaming. And live streaming is just recording your gameplay and being able to talk to people in
And-
the instance.
and
like,
getting
in the
money
team.
for it.
Well, you have to build up eventually and get sponsors and stuff. And Ninja's
Yeah.
sponsored by Epic
decent
Games and
Yeah.
different companies to just wear
Yeah,
their gear or
there's
use it.
there's another company that sponsors a bunch of people. Is G Fuel? It's actually a video
Oh,
game
yeah.
drink,
Yeah.
and that one sponsors mostly like Clash Royale. Clash Royale.
So there's also more than just video game tournaments out there, like card tournaments. Like for instance, this
Oh yeah,
one.
card game tournaments.
Yeah, there's this one tournament for like Magic the Gathering that was like the winner got like over $100,000. All right, so
But,
I
yeah.
think that's going to be all that we can really talk about for now. So I'd hate to say this, but see you guys later, and see you guys next time.